Good afternoon. This is Eric over at 12 String Theory. And I have an interesting little project guitar I wanted to talk about today. Everyone who knows me figures out pretty quick that I like working on these different things, whether it be guitar or amp projects. And this is one that I put together last year. Fair warning, I'm going to talk some tech details and get pretty far in the weeds on this. So if anyone doesn't want to listen to that, you probably want to turn this off now. So anyway, I always wanted a Bass 6, a Fender Bass 6. For anyone who's not familiar with those, it's a 6-string bass guitar with a short scale or 30-inch scale that was made, I think, in the 60s in limited quantities, and there have been some reissues. Squire's made them too. They're kind of expensive, the Fender ones, and they're a little bit tough to find because they didn't make many of them. So I'd looked around to get something for myself, and I happened to come across this Schecter Hellcat 6 body that's loosely based on the Bass 6. As far as it's a 6-string bass with a 30-inch scale, it has the Jaguar type pickups and so on. But this body was missing the neck, and so who knows what happened? You find these weird things, maybe, who knows? So I have this body, and when I got it, I started measuring things, and the thing that surprised me is the neck pocket in this was your standard guitar pocket that Fender uses for the Strats and Tellies. The Bass 6s normally have a larger pocket. So I was thinking about using a Warmoth neck because they have their own 6-string bass neck and adapting that to this. But, with the pocket being different, I couldn't really do that. So I looked at their baritones because those are meant for conversions for Strats and so on. And I thought, well, I could probably put a baritone neck on this and sort of see what happens. The problem is a baritone is 28 and 5/8 inch scale instead of 30 inches. So I got this neat neck that was actually some kind of factory second from Warmoth because it had this giant mineral streak in it here. You can kind of see my Space Guy neck plate here, which is cool. So price was pretty good on this thing, and so I got this thing, and it bolts up to the body. So what I did then is because the scale length is wrong, it's 28 and 5/8, I moved the bridge up enough to compensate for it. And my idea was a lot of the Bass 6 guitars, especially I think the ones from Squier, you can't use bass guitar strings on them because there are limitations as far as like hole sizes and things like that. So when I was working on this, I wanted to make sure I could use bass strings on it because I think in order to get something stable that, if you're tuned down to full octave, you have to have pretty big strings on it. So through quite a bit of trial and error, I was able to get the bridge located so that I could get the intonation correct on this instrument. Because like I said, it's a 6-string bass. It was tuned down to full octave. But you can go up, and it's 24 frets too, so you can go up to, ridiculous. And I probably just overdrove something in my sound recording equipment. But anyway, what I ended up using was short scale bass strings because you really don't want the windings to go around the tuning pegs. You only want the silks. So with a little bit of measuring, you figure out which ones will work as far as dimensions. In this case, they were GHS 3135 short scale. I think they're extra light strings. But the neat thing is I could put bass strings on this guitar. And it's a 95 on the low E, and I think it's a 26 on the high E. So it's a reasonable size set for this. But with the shorter action, I think like I said, it took some experimentation to get this thing ironed out because it's like I think your core diameter actually becomes important for setting the intonation because for a given size string, it made a difference what the core to wrap ratio was. This is the tech stuff that I said might make your eyes glaze over a little bit. But the bottom line is it works. And I can abuse it like a guitar player because I'm not a bass player. You can play like closer to the heart, an octave lower, or whatever you want to do. There's I had to take one pickup out because all of a sudden the bridge was sitting where the pickup used to be, so I had to plug up the body and kind of fashion a little bit of a patch here, which you can't see from 5 feet away, but it's not perfect. These bolts right here are from where the bridge used to be. Again, just kind of fill in holes. So on this guy, I have 2 Jaguar pickups, switching for them. So you can turn them off. This switch doesn't do anything because I ran out of pickups. Volume, tone, jack, all the usual stuff. I think these are older bodies too. So it's kind of a neat instrument, and it's something different. So, the bottom line is if you have a project and, want to try something out, don't hesitate to get in touch with me because I like working on this stuff. And I think you'd be kind of surprised with what you're going to accomplish if you're patient enough and maybe stubborn too. And it probably would have been easier to buy something, but this kind of came out sort of a cool instrument anyway. So that's all I got today. Take care. Bye now.